My name is Bill Fenton, and I was a lieutenant in the Navy. Well, I grew up in Norwich, Connecticut, which is right near where Electric Boat builds submarines. My father worked on submarines his whole life, and I grew up going to the beach down at the mouth of the Thames River, and you'd see the submarines coming in, going out, and I just always wanted to be on a submarine. And so it was just natural. I got out of college. I had applied for officer candidate school while I was in college, got accepted. So I went straight from college to officer candidate school. That was 4 months. Basic training for me was officer candidate school. That was in Newport, Rhode Island. Beautiful place, really nice place. And it was 4 months. We did a lot of marching, we did a lot of seamanship courses, things like that. Straight from college, right to officer candidate school, OCS. And it was kind of funny at the beginning because none of us knew what to expect. And it's funny, you go to the barber shop first and get the buzz cut. And one guy was smart. He says, leave it a little long on the sides. And he did. So anyway, we did that. We couldn't go anywhere without 5 people. They called it a car. And so you had 4 people marching and 1 person leading and counting cadence and all, and marching all over the base. And I remember one time the leader kind of got lost, and we ended up traipsing through this dirt field and everything else. But we did a lot of that. The barracks at the time, there was these old World War II wooden barracks for the most part. Those were the classrooms. And then they had these nice new brick buildings that were the dorms, if you will. It was 4 months, it was fun. I mean, we had a guy in our unit that played the bagpipes, and we used to play those marching. So seamanship was a big thing, and leadership was a big thing. Praise in public, chastise in private, those kinds of things. And then I went. I was waiting to go to the submarine school class. When I was waiting to go to sub school, they put me on the Bang, but the Bang was going to the Caribbean, and they didn't want to send me down there. And so they put me on the Angler, and the Angler was going to go out of commission, so we took that from New London down to the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard for decommissioning, and I spent a few weeks down there. And they put me on the USS Bang, just temporary holding pattern. I was there for a couple of months, and then finally went to sub school. The first time I submerged on Bang, it was winter, and we were in New London, and when we submerged, there was ice on the lip where the hatch closed. And when you went down, the sea pressure just sealed the hatch. But when you came up, because the hatch hadn't closed all the way, the spring kind of lifted it, water was coming in. First time I ever submerged on the submarine, you hear over the loudspeaker, flooding in the after battery. So anyway, that was kind of interesting. But you get used to it. I didn't feel like it was claustrophobic at all. You stood watch. First you qualify as officer of the deck on the surface. Then you qualify as diving officer submerged, and then you qualify as officer of the deck submerged. So you qualify for those 3 watches, and typically you would spend 4 hours on and 8 hours off. And during the 8 hours, you had your day job. You ran a department. I was a ship's engineer, responsible for the electricians, the machinist mates, and the enginemen. And you essentially administered your department.